I say thank you again for bringing us together. You have the foundation to promote peace and prosperity with annual conference generally titled Democracy Dialogue. For this year, the theme on which we are to deliberate is beyond election and political parties and the judiciary save African democracy. That is our team. But what are we talking about? Is there African democracy? Let not deceive ourselves. Let us not deceive ourselves. There's nothing like African democracy. We were given Western liberal democracy by our colonial masters. I will come to that as I go along. Before I got a copy of printed program last night, and before having a short encounter with Anne, the executive director of the Goodluck Jonathan Foundation, I was a little bit confused. But my 2 or 3 minutes exchange with Anne substantially reduced the magnitude of my confusion. Before I expose my confusion, and how part of it was cleared, I hope more will be cleared by the end of this day. But let me thank President Goodluck Jonathan once again for nominating me as the chairman for this very important dialogue. I have been increasingly worried about performance of democracy in Africa and indeed in other regions of the world. And I believe that Goodluck Jonathan Foundation was also worried about it. And that was why your theme last year was talking about the death of democracy, or was to that effect. Let me emphasize that we are referring to Western liberal democracy, because the Chinese will not agree with you that their own democracy is dying. And maybe the Swiss, who are still practicing some form of direct democracy, may also not agree with you that their democracy is dying. We are referring to Western liberal democracy, which is practiced in Europe, the Americas, substantial part of Southeast Asia, and Australia, and of course, here on the continent of Africa. Since our European colonial masters had nothing else, they gave us what they had. We swallowed it, talk, and But has it delivered? Or is it delivering? Or will it deliver? These are the questions that we must ask ourselves. And these are the questions that are very, very important. It doesn't matter whether political parties remain as they remain, but I hope they will not remain as they remain, or judiciary is captured, controlled, or independent. Of what need is judiciary in government making? What purpose does it serve that when millions of people have voted, then 5 people will come to decide either in favor or against the decision of millions of people? Is that democracy? That cannot be democracy. And if that cannot be democracy, what is judiciary doing in democracy? It's like when Akintola was dealing with the Midwesterners in the western region of those days, after Midwestern region had been created. And Apata came and said, Akintola, I shouldn't be going to the Midwest because my name is Apata. It's a Yoruba name. And he said, spell your Apata. And he said, A-K-P-A-T-A. But Yoruba spelling of Apata has no K in it. So Akintola said, what is K doing in Apata? I think we can ask ourselves, what is the judiciary doing in government and democracy? But why has it not delivered? Let me go a little bit back. A simple definition of democracy, simple, is a system of government where power belongs to the people. Simple. Citizens exercise their power either by voting directly on laws, which is still practiced in Switzerland by and large, or through representative democracy by choosing leaders to make rules for them and on their behalf. So what we are practicing is representative democracy. But what is the objective of true working and delivering democracy and governance? I encapsulate this in good governance, which takes care of the welfare and well-being of the people, all the people. Inclusive, egalitarian, with equity, sense and feeling of belonging, and the stake in all aspects of nation's life and activity. Full protection of life and property, no marginalization, no discrimination, no exclusion. Democracy that works is meant to deliver dividends of democracy in terms of quality of life and living for all the people within a geographical entity called the nation. Let me make a few points before yielding the floor. My brother who will follow me after Olivia. Representative community and political parties. What we had was people's representative, no political party. Then community representative. And that degenerated, and I watch my language, degenerated to political party representative. So those people who are elected, or whatever they are, from their different constituency, they are taken over by the political parties. And they are no longer representing the interest of their community or the constituency they come from. So we have no African democracy. The West, or the Western liberal democracy that we inherited, grew from monarchy. Hence, you can have government and loyal opposition, loyal to the monarchy. But when you talk of loyal opposition in an African setting, and I have gone into many of African languages, opposition means enemy. That's the word. Then do you have a loyal enemy? So what do you do with your enemy? You crush him and destroy him. And that's what you have. But when Western liberal democracy was developing, the monarch was there. And the government and opposition were all loyal. Monarch. The democracy we practice has no African context, no African content. And if you try to practice, to use what is not meant for you, to serve your purpose, it's like the dress for which you are not measured. You trying to put it on. It's either too small for you or too big for you. It will not fit and it will not serve your purpose. In practice, what we have winner takes all. First past post. If you beat me by one vote, then you take it all. And whatever I have does not matter. See, poor management of diversity. You cannot have a democracy that completely right roughshod over diversity. Because in African society and in most societies, the core is diversity. Nigeria is what it is because of our diversity. Remove diversity out of Nigeria, you will probably have the Republic of Oduduwa. That will not be Nigeria. Or Republic of Danfodio. That will not be Nigeria. diversity must be nourished and must be taken care of. We now have power of money, another inducement. And you know how that has been growing by leaps and bounds. Foreign intervention. Pervasive poverty does not help democracy. Neither does illiteracy help in democracy. We have gender bias. In Nigeria, I think we have been going with this, you call this one Fourth Republic? I mean, what do you call it? Fourth Republic, we have not elected a female governor. In 24 years. I mean, no, more than 24, 27 years. And yet, there are people we are electing. Most of them lack character. They lack attributes and values that can endure and can uplift. Well, what is the way forward? I believe we need more than zeroing on political parties and the judiciary. They are important, particularly as what we practice now. Democracy is not a destination. It is a journey. And there is no country that has ever reached the end of that journey. Western liberal democracy even for those from where and from whom we got it, they are now thinking of rethinking. They are taking a second look at it. And if they are taking a second look, shouldn't we, upon whom it was imposed, shouldn't we be looking inward and looking back for something that will be fairly authentic African? Call it what you like. Just make sure it has history, culture, and values that are African. You can call it democracy if you like. You can call it African democracy. In that case, it will be African with African context.